You're watching Act.tv. I'm Julianna Forlano. These are the progressive news headlines for today, August 25th in the 2020, a year that will be going down in history as fast as it's going down in flames as the GOP's 2020 convention kicked off and Republicans officially nominate Donald Trump for re-election. New polling reveals that a bipartisan majority of Americans disapprove of how the president and the federal government are handling the ongoing coronavirus pandemic, among other things like the killing of the post office, the non-handling of fires and other natural disasters that are happening across the country. Yes. At an unscheduled appearance yesterday, Trump said our country can go in a horrible direction or an even greater direction. Trump is slated to speak every night of the convention because ego, because narcissism, because nobody else wanted to talk with him. All right. So here's what happened last night. I have a few clips. We decided, my associate producer, who you saw a flash of a moment ago, decided to pick either the scariest clips or the funniest ones. And I'll just let you decide which ones. Hello, cup coffee with nervous. Good to see you on our Twitch page. If you're watching on YouTube and you want to watch this live, just tune into us on Twitch in the morning and on Facebook. We're there. All right, so let's check out these videos. The first one we have here for you is let's get that right. Let's make sure. Let's see if you can see it full screen. I think it's worth seeing. Look, it's me and then a tiny picture of me down below. Not sure why that is. There we go. Okay, so this St. Louis couple who pointed guns at the BLM protesters back at the Trump RNC, they had these people on to do a video and talk. I mean, talk about dog whistling. This is like a train whistle. Hey, we're racist, and we think it's cool to point guns at Black Lives Matter protesters. I hate to put you through this, but let's listen to a little bit of it. These are the McCloskeys, by the way.
We are Mark and Patty McCloskey. We're speaking to you tonight from St. Louis, Missouri, where just weeks ago you made
home of killing, police killing Black people in the streets.
You have seen us defending our home as a mob of protesters descended on our neighborhood.
America. And by protesters, he means blacks. I'm sorry, I'm cutting in. I can't help myself.
It's such a great country that not only do you have the right to own a gun and use it to defend yourself, but thousands of Americans will offer you free advice on how to use it.
Wouldn't it be funny if the protesters also had guns and the free advice that they had followed were, they felt that they had to defend themselves against white people? Now, I am not inciting a race war here. I'm just saying these people think that they can just have a gun and point it at somebody and it's fine.
At least that's what we experienced. What you saw happen to us could just as easily happen to any of you.
Yes, Black people can walk by your house holding signs. And not only Black people, but Black people and their allies can walk by your house holding signs. You better be careful. They might trample your azaleas.
You who are watching from quiet neighborhoods around our country. And that's what we want to speak to you about tonight.
That's exactly right. Whether it's the defunding of police, ending cash bail so criminals can be released back out on the streets the same day to riot again, or encouraging anarchy.
That's exactly what criminals do. It's criminals who are on the streets protesting, the shooting of their brethren. That's who it is out there. It's not just like me or you. God, these people.
And chaos on our streets. It seems as if the Democrats no longer view the government's job as protecting honest citizens from criminals.
Like honest citizens, like the 178, I believe, thousand honest human beings who caught and died from the coronavirus from the criminals in the White House? Is that what we're talking? Oh, we're not talking about that. My bad. I'm sorry. It's just so hard to not. This is like me watching it from my couch and yelling what I yell in my disgust for your enjoyment. I hope you're loving it.
but rather protecting criminals from honest citizens. Not a single person in the out-of-control mob you saw at our house was charged with a crime. But
Not
know
even
who
you.
was? We were.
Oh, you were.
They
Great.
actually charged us with felonies for daring to defend our home. On top of that, consider this. The Marxist liberal activist leading the mob to our neighborhood stood outside our home with a bullhorn screaming, "You can't stop the revolution." Just weeks later,
They weren't coming to your house. They were walking by your house. Who are you that they would care?
same Marxist activist won the Democrat nomination to hold a seat in the U.S. House of Representatives. In the city of St. Louis, that's the same as winning the general election. That Marxist revolutionary
Mao Zedong is coming with his dong.
is now going to be the congresswoman from the 1st District of Missouri.
Yay.
These radicals are not content with marching in the streets. They want to walk the halls of Congress. They want to take over. They want
you to share and pay your taxes. If poor people and middle class people have to pay their taxes, they expect rich people to pay their taxes too, so that then we can have a shared prosperity. Bastards.
power. This is Joe Biden's party. These are the people who will be in charge of your future and the future of your children.
They're not satisfied with spreading the chaos and violence into our communities. They want to abolish the suburbs altogether.
Yes, I think that's a great idea. Take the fucking strip malls down. Oh, I don't think that's what they meant. These people are going to pick up arms to defend the Petco.
By ending single-family home zoning, this forced rezoning would bring crime, lawlessness, and low-quality apartments into now thriving suburban neighborhoods. President Trump
You're going to have to rent out your basement. Where will you play pool?
smartly ended this government overreach, but Joe Biden wants to bring it back.
And it's not true.
These are the policies that are coming to a neighborhood near you. So make no mistake.
Blacks are coming. Even though they're a much smaller percentage of the population than whites, they're still coming.
No matter where you live, your family will not be safe in the radical Democrats' America.
I have to tell you, I would much rather live near human beings who understand what money is and what justice is and what peace is and what sharing is than these fucking people. Look at their house. Okay, I'm out. I can't watch another minute of that. And also, we have like 15 clips to watch, and Sasha Bromsky's going to be on the program. It's going to be a great show. I'm glad you're here with us. You're watching ACT.tv. Okay, so here's another one. Let me get it for you. I'm big. I'm getting you the next one. Where are they? Here's this one. Okay, this is, the Trump and the speakers at the RNC tried to paint a picture of, a positive picture of how he handled COVID. And it was a tough go. So I thought you might enjoy it and want to watch it. Hold on a second. Let me get the piece for you. Here it is. Good times, people. Good times. Oh boy, here he is. Okay. Now, I'm not sure if this one is supposed to be funny or scary, but let's take a look-see.
So much with the COVID. We can call it many different things, from China virus. I don't want to go through all the names because some people may get insulted, but that's the way it is.
People, getting insulted.
These are great, great people. Doctors, nurses.
Look how they're all spread out. When do you see that? Don't you usually see like a horde of people, behind the president where he talks about them there? Where do you see the people spreading up? Because they don't have any. Because who would do this? Are they paying these people?
A fireman, a policeman. We want to thank you all. You have been incredible. and we want to thank you and all of the millions of people that you represent. Thank you all very much. Great job. Thank you.
Yes, they're all there representing at least 15 million people apiece.
Thank you all very much. So tell me a little about your stories. How about we'll start with you?
I'm a postal worker, delivered to the senior community during COVID-19.
Good. And we're taking good care of our postal workers.
Absolutely.
That I
I can't even.
can tell you. Believe me, we're not getting.
Yeah, we're going to take care of them. Just like those guys in the mob can go take care of that problem over there.
rid of our postal workers. You know, they'd like to sort of put that out there. If anyone does, it's the Democrats, not the Republicans. I want to thank you very much and thank everybody.
Yeah, the Democrats have been trying to destroy the post office for a long time. What with their mailing postcards and they're using the book rate for mailing heavy packages.
In that whole beautiful post office system, we appreciate it. How about you?
I'm a trucker.
Good.
Own a small business in Ohio,
Great.
hauling steel mostly. You know, some of our customers actually made hospital beds with some
Oh, wow.
material.
That's fantastic.
Wait, so this guy is a trucker. Oh, no, he owns a trucking company. What puts him on the front lines?
Congratulations. I love the truckers.
I'm sure he did not have to come out of his basement lair to actually physically interact with people.
No, they're on my side.
Thank you.
I think all of them, frankly. I think pretty much all of them. How about you?
He's got the truckers.
A custodian at the post office as well.
What do you do exactly?
Oh, he doesn't know what fucking custodians do.
Clean up everybody's mess and everybody's germs and all that.
Can I tell you that world, that profession will never be out of business. You know
Yeah,
that,
for
right?
sure.
Thank you very much for being here.
Disgusting. Okay, I can't watch any more of that. So that was kind of fun. I think we had a good time. But this is the RNC that you missed last night. I see that Sasha Abramski's with us. I hate to go on here, but I do think we have to watch. Sasha, can you come in here and continue to watch the clips with us before we get to your actual interview? Do you mind? Oh, I love you. I can't hear you at all, but I'm totally adding you. Hi, Sasha. This is Sasha Abramski, author of Signal Noise, the column in The Nation. Sasha usually joins us, and we're going to be doing a straight-up interview with Sasha. But right now, we're doing the progressive news headlines, and it would just be a joy to have you here with me as I run through a couple of clips from the horror that we saw last night. So thank you for letting me spring this on you.
Anytime.
I love it. I love it. Okay, so did you watch last night by any chance?
No, I made a point of not watching last night.
Yes. Well, I knew we were going to be doing this, so I think this is the extent of my watching. Okay, here we go. Here we go. This is Nikki Haley. Everyone's talking about how Nikki Haley may be, they're going to try to get her for the next president, for the next vice president. That is not a badge of honor, but here she is. Here she is.
Blaming America first. Donald Trump has always put America first.
Yeah, like first in a firing line.
And he has earned 4 more years as president.
Any response? No. We got nothing.
I got nothing. Nothing at all.
As the United States ambassador to the United Nations. Now,
I protested outside her office once. Or twice. I can't remember what it was. I think it was climate.
And is not for the faint of heart. It's a place where dictators, murderers, and thieves denounce America.
And where American dictators and thieves denounce America. I don't think Trump's been there in a while, but it was not successful when he did participate. Am I right, Sasha?
I do successful.
Doubt it.
And then put their hands out and demand that we pay their bills. Well, President Trump put an end to—
That's a lot of fucking flags. Excuse my French.
This is why I didn't watch it yesterday. I figured it would raise my blood pressure.
It's like a rape of my eyeballs with flags.
all of that. With his leadership, we did what Barack Obama and Joe Biden refused to do. We stood up for America, and we stood against our enemies.
Our allies. They're our enemies now, but they used to be our allies before we did that. So here's your here's who we're watching, who is going to be, who they're going to run, in the next 4 to 20 years.
This is
Obama and Biden let
What? Say that again, Sasha?
I was just going to say, this is the person who is clearly auditioning to be vice president.
I thought so too. Did you think they're going to kick Pence out? I mean,
hardly possible.
he hasn't really done. He's just not of note, and certainly not a sexy pick. And Trump, because of his horrendous record, is courting the evangelicals all by himself. So he doesn't really need Pence anymore. He could, he could do this. We'll see.
North Korea threaten America. President Trump
Went over and kissed the ass of a dictator, right? Is that what she's going to say?
rejected that weakness.
Oh.
And we passed the toughest sanctions on North Korea in history.
Is that accurate?
It may be accurate, but on the other hand, he also cozied up to Kim Jong-un in a way that no other American leader has ever done to a North Korean.
And the reason we don't cozy up to dictators is what, Sasha, in case people are watching who don't understand that?
Well, it's just generally a bad idea to screw your allies and to kowtow to really unpleasant leaders. And the thing about Trump's relationship with Kim Jong-un, it's a good idea to get tensions down on the Korean Peninsula. It's a really good idea. On the other hand, Trump was played like a fiddle by the North Koreans. It's a bad idea when you go into those negotiations and you make it all about personality, because someone like Trump, all he wants is to be complimented. He wants to be told he's the greatest and the best. And dictators are very good at flattery. They know the ropes of flattery very well, because that's sort of their world they operate in. They operate in a world of doing each other favors and shoring up different interest groups as a way of preserving their dictatorship. And go into a negotiation and you're willing to be just seduced by flattery, as Trump was by Kim Jong-un, you end up being seduced by flattery.
Ah, gosh. Well, here we are. And he's so, the narcissism makes him easily seduced by flattery. This is who they got to speak. They couldn't get anyone. No one. Everyone's leaving the sinking ship. Even Kellyanne Conway decided to leave. If he wins again, or if he steals it somehow, or if he's instated, whatever's about to happen, who knows, and he is our next president, who's going to work for this guy? Everybody left. There's nobody left. Anyway, this is the girlfriend of his son, because that's who you bring on for something like this. Some very important thing that the rest of the world is going to be watching as well. Kimberly Guilfoyle.
Like my parents, you can achieve your American dream. You can be that shining example to the world.
I think she wants a reality show spot.
Manifest and be the change in this country that you dream, that you hope, that you believe in. Stand for an American president who is fearless, who believes in
feckless
you, and who loves this country and will fight for her. Like my parents, you can achieve your American dream. You can be that shining example to the world. Manifest and be the change in this country that you dream, that you hope.
Is that manifest? Is that like she's reaching out to the power of positive thinking people who are like, if I just see it, it will happen. There's a voting block there. They're on their yoga mats.
Like my parents.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Sasha.
I was just going to say, honestly, I avoided watching it yesterday, partly because I knew I wouldn't agree with the ideology, but more because I just thought it was going to be so mediocre. And, I don't agree with everything the Democrats do and say and believe, but I will give them one thing. They put on a damn good convention. And I don't mean it just in terms of the production values. I mean, they represented America. They went around the country and they got people from different walks of life, different cities, different religions, different socioeconomic statuses, and they told a story of America. And what you're seeing at this convention, you just said it, it's a series of people auditioning for their own reality TV shows. This is insanity.
And yes, mediocrity is a great way to put this. It's shocking that we're here. I'm almost had enough. Let's give her another last word to see if she says, how much more ridiculous can this go?
You can achieve your American dream. You can be that shining example to the world. Manifest and be the change in this country that you dream, that you hope, that you believe in. Stand for an American president who is fearless, who believes in you, and who loves this country and will fight for her.
I think we saw that already, or she just repeated herself. I'm not sure. Either way, I think I might have had enough.
This is bad high school public speaking. I mean, there's nothing sophisticated about what you're listening to here.
Absolutely not. Okay. I'm going to bring you back in just 1 second for your official interview. Let's finish off the headlines. If you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe to our channel. This is what we do every day almost. In other news, other non-Republican embarrassment to the nation news, well, this is pretty embarrassing for the Republicans. The Social Security Administration's chief actuary said that eliminating the payroll tax would fully deplete Social Security's disability and old age trust funds by 2023. Remember, Trump wants to eliminate the payroll tax. 2023 is 3 years from now. That means that we will have no money for your parents, for my parents, for me, for you. The money that they paid in. This is absolutely insane. This confirms the disastrous consequences progressive advocacy groups and lawmakers have been warning about since Trump threatened to terminate, that's his word, the levy if he's reelected. So basically, I wish someone would say that in one of the speeches. If Trump is reelected, you will see the elderly out in the streets where they belong to die. I mean, WTF. Okay. I kind of wish the Democrats had said a little bit of something. You know, I love the Democratic convention. It was uplifting, but I do believe it would be good if they had kind of taken Trump to task. Maybe they're going to do it now with the different, with the rest of it. It's not over till November, but with what he's trying to do, terminate the payroll tax. Nancy Altman, president of the advocacy group Social Security Work, said in a statement that this assessment further substantiates what Democrats and Social Security advocates have been saying for weeks, that Trump plans to terminate Social Security's dedicated funding if he's reelected, and he would do what Republicans and conservatives have been trying to do for decades. He would put the nail in the coffin to destroy Social Security. That's it. If you want Social Security, you got to vote for not Trump. Go to socialsecurityworks.org to find out more, or join the fight to save Social Security. And also, we would be remiss if we did not mention on our August 25th news report that massive demonstrations and marches erupted yesterday demanding justice for Jacob Blake, a 29-year-old father of 6 who was shot multiple times at point-blank range by a Wisconsin police officer as 3 of his children watched from the backseat of the car. Blake is in stable condition, which is amazing, at a nearby hospital. The protests happened all over the U.S., from D.C. to Denver to New York City to Minneapolis, where George Floyd was killed at the hands of police just 3 months ago. Protests in Kenosha, Wisconsin, where the attack on Blake took place, continued late into the night and were not deterred by the 8 p.m. curfew imposed by local authorities or tear gas and projectiles fired by city police. You can go to Color of Change and sign a petition there to demand that officers who shot Blake are fired at colorofchange.org. I watched the video of what happened, and we're going to have to talk more about this on the show with some experts in this, but stay tuned. We will continue to cover this. This has been our Progressive News Rundown. I'm Julianna Forlano. Thanks for watching.